Hi there, this is Jennifer over at DecorSauce, and I just wanted to post a quick video today for you so that you can see what my kitchen cabinets look like 16 months after redoing them with General Finishes Gel Stain and Milk Paint. Okay, so I wanted to get up in here really close for you so that you could see what I was talking about as far as the damage goes. Now, as you can see, this is my glasses cabinet, so it gets the most use probably out of any in the kitchen because it does have our glassware and our bowls and stuff in it. So as you can see, this is where the damage has occurred from people's fingernails, I think grabbing the knob and pulling it open. And there's a little bit of damage here on the side as well, just from people's hands and whatnot. But it's very, very little damage over the last year plus that has occurred to these cabinets. And considering they're painted, I really don't think that you could ever ask for anything more chip resilient than that. I mean, that is really the extent of the damage. There are no damage on any of the panels, on any of the other edges, anywhere in the kitchen. It's just, like I said, right above the knobs, and I think fingernails and hands are mostly to blame. And plus, I do use bleach cleaners in my kitchen probably on a daily basis, and that stuff over time is hard on your paint. So I wanted also to point out to you here, as you can see, there's a little bit of yellowing that has occurred, and General Finishes and every other polyurethane for that matter claims that they, some of them do not yellow over time, but I can absolutely say in the case of the General Finishes high performance top coat, if you lay it on a little too thick like I did in this case, it will absolutely yellow over time, because that is exactly what that is. That is yellowing over time. And it's a little bit more pronounced in this video than it is in person. I can really see it in the video, and I can't really see it that well in person, but I am looking for it, and so therefore it does stand out to me. But that is 100% from no other reason than using the poly top coat on top of this. So I would still suggest using it because I think it has protected it. It's given it a nice sort of a sheen to it that makes it easy to wipe off and keep clean, which you need when you have white cabinets. But I would just be very careful at the amount that you lay on, because as you can see, the rest of the cabinet is really fine. It's just in this area where I applied it a little too thick. I was probably getting tired by the time I did the top coat on these cabinets. And there is one other area on the top of my cabinets that do show it as well on the other side. So I know it is just an issue of application, but you want to be careful when you do anything, on top of white that might show over time. So this is what my lowers look like. And as you can see, I had mentioned earlier, I did a two-tone just on this one side. And I would get in there really close and show you the lowers, except for there's really no need to. There's no damage to the lowers at all. There's no chips around the knobs, nothing. And in fact, they're much easier to care for than the white cabinets are because they require so little cleaning because they just don't show any dirt. So like I said, the gel stain is a definite go. You don't have to babysit it. You don't have to baby it. It's really very resilient to any kind of drips or stains or children. But with white cabinetry, you just have to keep in mind, especially painted cabinetry, that you are going to have a little bit more cleaning and a little bit more care. And also with the chipping. Now, I will show you my Butler's Pantry as well. And that I did with the same thing. I also used the General Finishes brown mahogany on the lower, and then I used the milk paint on the uppers. The only thing I did differently in my Butler's Pantry that I did not do in the kitchen was that I primed the uppers with like a bin or a cover stain primer, and then I applied the milk paint on top. And basically what that did was it allowed me to apply a lot less of the milk paint to the cabinet fronts, and it just went on a lot more smoothly. So if I had to do it over again, I would recommend using a primer such as a bin cover stain or a Zinsser of some sort. I spray painted this on. I would recommend the same method for you as well, just because it's very easy and it gives you nice thin even coats. And then it allows you to apply a lot less of the milk paint, which just saves paint and also effort. So, and I think it's held up really well. Now, obviously there are no knobs in here in my Butler's Pantry to scratch your fingernails on while you're grabbing it, but there is zero damage to it at all whatsoever. And we do use this Butler's Pantry daily for the toaster oven and making tea and breakfast for the kids. So I would recommend, my review or my suggestion to you would be to go ahead and prime your cabinetry if you can at all, if it's at all possible, before you use the General Finishes milk paint. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up my update and my review of the General Finishes Gel Stain and Milk Paint. I did want to reiterate with you before I signed off that when I mentioned primer, I meant only underneath the milk paint, not under the gel stain. I don't think that I would ever use the white primer underneath the gel stain, simply because you like the wood grain to show through, and I'm not sure how the gel stain would behave over time atop a white primer. So when I mentioned the primer, I meant only underneath the milk paint, like I did on my uppers in the Butler's Pantry. So for more DIY tutorials and projects that I've done around the house, I would love it if you would visit my website at www.decorsauce.com, and please like my YouTube channel or subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day.